Does your body have a memory when it comes to weight loss and trying to keep you at a certain weight? Let's talk about that today because I think it does. So there's a theory that's actually quite popular in the medical community known as set point theory. And what set point theory is your body's natural way of trying to get to a very normal weight. Now, that normal weight, if you've been overweight for years, might be being overweight. And that can be influenced by so many different things. So the basic premise behind the set point theory is that the body has a natural tendency to try to maintain a normal weight. Now, whether that's a normal low weight or a normal higher weight is really what you've been for a significant period of time while you've been alive. So if you've been overweight, then your body has a natural tendency to maintain that weight at a higher weight. So this theory discusses ways that our body works to try to maintain a normal weight. Now, if our normal weight is overweight, the body's going to try to regulate to get to that weight, thinking that it's going to protect your body, basically. So things like fat cells trying to maintain their weight. Now, the body does this through a couple different ways. It has a natural way of the fat cells trying to maintain their weight, but also the metabolism, many believe, can slow down in a way to bring you back to that set point. Now, also individually, if we have height or our gender that plays a part in who we are, that also brings us all those things into factor into maintaining that set point. So if you're really tall or you're really short or you're male or female, a lot of those things can bring us to a set point as far as our weight goes. So how does that affect us when we're really trying to change our lifestyle to get to a lower weight? There's been a lot of talk in the media and different people you may know as to taking weight loss medications. And you've seen people losing a ton of weight on these weight loss medications. But oftentimes they'll go off these shots, they'll go off these medications, and they can't maintain their weight. And I think the reason is because they haven't really changed a lot of their eating habits. They've lost their appetite for a significant period of time, maybe to lose the weight, but those habits haven't changed. And there was a really good article put out by MD Anderson in, I believe it was the MD Anderson Cancer Center, which talks about the set point theory and the two ways that you can really work to change that set point in your life as far as weight loss goes. One is time and the other is support. So those make a lot of sense to me because I'm 65 years old. I'm a good example of this. Throughout my life, since I had children, which were, in my late 20s, I actually have had pretty much a weight problem since that time. Now, it got a lot worse during COVID. I actually gained a lot of weight during COVID, but I've had different times where I've been up and down, where I've lost weight, I've gone on a fad diet, I've gained it back, then I've gained back 10 pounds plus that original weight because I think my body's been trying to get back to that set point and I never really altered and changed things for a more permanent lifestyle. So I think one of the most important things that we can do to help us get and reset our set point as far as weight loss goes is to take our time losing weight. This is not a sprint. I think losing weight and maintaining it over a long period of time is really a marathon. I think that we have to set ourselves up by changing our eating habits, finding things that we really enjoy, maybe finding things away from food that bring us more happiness. whatever it is, focusing more on the health aspects rather than just losing the weight. I think all those things are going to help you to reset your set point for your weight. I think the second thing is support. That is really a good point. Now, some people want to be in groups and support and things like that, but there's ways you can get support if that's not your personality. You can watch YouTube videos like the ones I've been putting out, but there are tons of channels that offer support in the way of, ideas for menus and ideas to help you make changes and things like that. There's counseling if there's something like that you're interested in. If you want to talk to someone about, ways that you can kind of reset your thinking. There's working with a dietitian. I mean, one size doesn't fit all, and neither do diets. So if you're looking for a program that will help you, maybe it's working with a dietitian to make those long-term changes over your life. Now, I talk a lot about Trim Healthy Mama, but I also look at other types of things, and I probably won't be on this diet the rest of my life, although I found a lot of good recipes that I really enjoy on this. So I plan on incorporating those into my diet long term. But over time, I'm really focusing on trying to make small changes to help me to lose weight. Now, I'm going to give you an example of that. I have spent the last 2 days again at Disneyland. Now, my family and I had these 3-day passes and we just finished them. I'm kind of Disneyed out for a while. But you go to Disneyland and you smell the popcorn. It's all fast food. Everything smells good. There's cotton candy and ice cream and popcorn. Everything's in your face the whole time you're at Disneyland. Well, I found the last couple times that I've went, one of the biggest things that's helped me be successful is that I have kind of prepared before I go. So I'm taking apples, I'm taking protein bars, I'm taking water, I'm making sure that I have, a yogurt before I leave in the morning. I mean, whatever it is, I'm trying to make those changes that are really going to sustain me through the day. And maybe I get some kind of a treat with the grandkids or something. Maybe I have some kind of a little treat with dinner, something I wouldn't normally have, but I'm not going to do it every hour on the hour. And, if your little treat is a churro or a popcorn or I don't know, maybe just a fancy dinner, whatever it is. I think as long as you're not doing that every hour on the hour, which I see people do, and I used to be one of them. But I think a lot of it now is really trying to just prepare, plan, and attack my way of eating. I don't want to go back to the way things were. Now, when you're overweight and you're trying to get down to your ideal weight, your body's going to hit a set point, and you probably know what I'm talking about. You get to a point where maybe you've lost 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds, whatever it is, and your body just stops. And you're like, what the heck? And it's very unmotivating. It's oftentimes when people quit their diet and they go off it, and all of a sudden they're back up to where they were. But I think it's your body's trying to say, hey, I want to be safe. This is where I'm comfortable. These are where these little cells have been for a long time. But I'll tell you what, if you continue on the process of losing weight and you're making changes, you continue on with this process, your body is going to find a new normal weight. Now, it may take a couple years. If you're setting yourself up where I got to have all this off in 2 months and I'm going to do this cabbage soup diet, most likely in 6 months, you're going to have that weight back on plus. So I think recognizing that this is a gradual process and your body can reset its weight, I think that's a really good thing to know because it can kind of get you through those plateaus. And as some of you know, I've talked about it on some of my previous videos, I've been on a plateau for like 2.5 weeks. I haven't lost an ounce. I mean, even Disneyland, I weighed this morning and I thought, oh, I walked so many steps. I was exercising and moving around. I was watching what I ate. I didn't lose an ounce. I'm just, but I know it's coming, and I've just got to keep steering the course because I know that it's gonna, I think this is my set point. I think where I've been almost this last month is my set point. I need to break through this. I think within another 10 pounds, I'm going to be kind of back on the losing thing again. So I'm just working on it. I'm going slow. I'm giving myself grace. I'm trying not to let myself get beat up because I want to reset that set point. And lastly, I'd like to just recognize, at least for myself, I hope for you too, that our bodies are extremely complicated. There's a lot going on with them. And we need food to maintain, our life. We need it so that we can feed ourselves and move and, function as human beings. So our bodies are extremely complex. If you know that it takes time and you're in this, doing it gradually, and you're eating healthy foods for a long-term success, you are going to be able to get where you need to be. We all are going to be able to get where we need to be. So I just want to encourage you, if you're at a plateau, if you're struggling, if it's a time where you're thinking, I'm never going to get this weight off. I mean, those thoughts go through all of our heads. Just keep plugging along. Keep making the effort with time and changes. If you just know that this is a lifestyle change and you're in it for the long haul, you're going to lose your weight. You're going to maintain your weight. So let's keep encouraging each other. Let me know how you're doing in the comments below. If you have any suggestions or thoughts about what you think about this, let me know. I'd be curious. I know other people would be too. So thanks for joining me. And if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my channel. Give me a like, a thumbs up, or ring that bell for future notifications, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.